In this video, I'll be breaking down Ben Shapiro's claims about Andrew Tate. More about that in this video. Welcome to Republican Talks, everybody. I'm your host, Kenneth Glenn, and today we're going to be talking about Ben Shapiro's new video about Andrew Tate. I wanted to break down this video because it's full of just lies and things like that. He gives out very incorrect information about Andrew Tate. I want to debunk all of that and give you the real truth about it. So let's get to that.
This dude has made a lot of money over a lot of time by scamming people. So he started by making a lot of money off the sex industry. There's a person who says that he now stands for virtue and for the manly virtues. Can I tell you something that's not manly? Grooming women to get naked on camera for you to make money off of. The ideal of masculinity is not being a pimp. Andrew Tate was a pimp. Not 10 years ago, very, very recently.
First thing, Andrew Tate is not a scammer. He is not a scammer at all. Just because he sells a course to make money does not mean he's a scammer. Also, with the webcam business, it was not really, I mean, it was sexual in a way, but it was not specifically pornography because none of the women that were involved in it were ever nude at all. And I don't know why we're still on this topic to begin with, because Andrew Tate has denounced it and said that it's wrong.
People come from different backgrounds and people grow and people change, etc. But I also look at the world in a different way. I think that we're all constantly doing our best. I think I'm doing the best I can right now. When I'm 55, I might watch this interview and think I'm an idiot, right? And I think we're all constantly doing our best. And I did the best I could do at the time. And I don't think it makes sense for me to hate past me for doing his best. I just don't think that's a very constructive mindset.
So I don't get why we're still on this. Like I said, that was over 10 years ago when he stopped doing the business. I don't know where Ben's getting the idea that he still does it, or not necessarily still does it, but recently has done it.
With women and then convincing them to take off their clothes for the prurient interests of other men on the internet. Well, now he's moved on to bigger and better things. Hustlers University, where he promises he's going to teach you how to make tons of money. All you have to do is pay him $50 a month, and he's going to teach you how, just like marriage is a scam, and he's going to help you see through it by taking the red pill. It turns out that all of industry can be cracked by going on Hustlers University, where he will teach you all the money-making secrets. Now, the reality is that there is no actual, quote-unquote, secret to making money. If you want to make a lot of money in this life, you have to do 3 things, okay? That's it. You want to make a lot of money in this life. Find the thing that you like to do, the thing that people are willing to pay you for, and the thing that you are good at. If you find those 3 things, you will end up making a lot of money. If you find 2 of those 3 things, you might be happy without making a lot of money, or you might be unhappy without making a lot of money.
So Andrew Tate would not disagree with this. He's actually talked about this in great detail. I'll play that clip now.
Give me a normal job. Making coffee. Making coffee, boom, you're a barista. Now, I'm gonna tell you how to get rich as a barista. The problem with most people in the world today is not that they do a normal thing, it's that they do a normal thing and they don't try to be the best at it. So you can be a barista and you can just make coffees, or you can be a barista that makes the fancy coffees and can turn over all the cups and do like the tricks and all the garbage. We have a man who became a billionaire from salt.
Yes.
From salt. You can all put salt on, he did it the best. Bam. So the first thing you need to do is get very good at making coffees. Then you need to solicit attention. Well, you can make coffees in a fancy way, and you can hire a videographer. You can then begin to make fancy coffees in a fancy way, and you can make it look good with a finalized product, and you can get a nice video made that's well cut with some fancy music. You can begin to put them on Instagram and solicit people to watch your Instagram. You could, let's say, put together a course or an academy or write a book on the magic of coffee or the secrets of coffee. And you would put a mystery on it. Don't say, I'll teach you how to make coffee. No, say the secrets of coffee. Then, after people start knowing you as being a barista, you start to make these $9, you have $20,000, $30,000 in the bank. What you can do is launch your own coffee brand. You can go to Alibaba.com, you can find some coffee beans, you can put your face on it because your face is now a recognized brand. You can get your own coffee beans, you can begin to sell them on Instagram. Before you know it, you're making $10,000 or $15,000 a month. You can start to do tours. The coffee shop in London. The coffee shop will allow you to do it for free because they want people to know, get the advertising from you and your brand. You'll charge $1,000 each, that's 20 grand for a day to teach people how to pour milk in a cup. Boom. You've got a coffee brand, you've got an online school, you're doing seminars, you were a nobody, you worked in Starbucks, you were a loser, you put in a little bit of effort, now you drive a Ferrari. Done.
Just because he runs Hustlers University does not mean it's a scam. Hustlers University helps people who don't have those 3 things set up to make money in different ways, and he teaches you different ways to make money in different avenues. There's many different great teachings on that website. I could even play a couple clips from my buddies who've been on Hustlers University, who's used it and made money from that themselves.
What's up, guys? My name is Ben Glanville, and I'm going to be giving you my honest review of The Real World as requested by Republican Talks. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, and the reason why I give it a 9.5 is because all you have to do is show up every single day. I am a Marine, and I do not have a lot of time every single day. Being in the military, there's always something you got to do. Also, I have a family, and it's really, really hard to incorporate it into your schedule, but I always found a way. And because of that, I was able to make an extra $1,000 a week. Doesn't sound like a lot, but imagine that the little time that I had every single day and I was putting it into it, and I was still able to make $1,000 a week with flipping items online through eBay and Facebook. Imagine if I had the whole entire day. I can incorporate the information that I learned as well when I get out of the Marine Corps to expand on it and make a business out of it. There's a lot I learned, and I think it's totally worth it.
Shapiro show. So CoffeeZilla, who is an excellent YouTube account, he does a good job debunking all of these sort of online scams. He did a full-scale investigation into Hustlers University. Here's a little bit of what he found. And part of it, by the way, is that one of the ways that Andrew Tate goes viral on social media so often is because part of his get-rich-quick scheme for people is that they have incentive structures so that you tweet out videos or send out videos on social media about how wonderful Andrew Tate is.
Well, I don't know how that's a bad thing. Theme pages are known to make a lot of money. People have been making money on Instagram doing fan pages and theme pages for a very long time. This isn't anything new. Andrew Tate just makes it a lot easier. I don't know why this is a terrible thing, why this is a bad thing to do. Also, CoffeeZilla is probably not the greatest person to ask about Andrew Tate because he was clearly biased in that entire video. He's quite literally a left-wing person. He's obviously going to have something against Andrew Tate. He said that he was going to keep his bias aside in that whole video and then continued to show his bias through the video. He even was talking crap about Alex Jones and how Alex Jones was only right about some things because he guessed everything, which is just also untrue.
We're going to blame you because we know who's up to it. Or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And if there was an outside threat like a bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s, running the Mujahideen war, and whose family builds all the military bases over in Saudi Arabia right now, and sits on the board of Iridium Satellite.
So CoffeeZilla probably not the person to ask about anybody, really.
He is the ideal male. He's having sex with beautiful women. He's got Bugatti. He's got luxury cars, and that's why you should ignore marriage. That's why you shouldn't get married. That's why you should sign up for Hustlers University and pay him money, is because he is the ideal. Again, it's always a grift. When someone tells you that a time-tested truth is false, and they know the real secret, and they have no evidence of this, that's a grift. This is a grift, and people have fallen for the grift by the tens of thousands. I don't say by.
So this is another lie. Like I said, he never said that time-tested theory of making money doesn't work. He never said that. He actually disagrees. He actually thinks it does work. But just keep ignoring that fact. And Andrew Tate Hustlers University is just another way to help people make money. Teaches you different side hustle that you can do. He teaches you copywriting and stocks and crypto. To comment on your marriage claim there, to not get married, I'm going to teach you something funny. And most people are probably not going to know this, and you guys, this is probably going to blow a bunch of your minds. But if you read in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 19, Jesus is explaining how strict the rules of marriage are and how strict marriage is. How you can't just divorce and remarry because that's adultery, except for like a very small percent, which I'm gonna read it now. So this is verse 8. It says, He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. I say unto you, whoever shall put away his wife, which put away means divorce, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery. So then his disciples say unto him, if the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. So the disciples are like, hey, marriage isn't even a good idea. Like, that sounds awful. And watch what Jesus says here. He doesn't say, here, I'm just going to say what he says here. He says, he that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Basically, like, he that is able to receive my knowledge, just receive it. He doesn't say, whoa, guys, wait a minute, you're misunderstanding my point here. That's not what I was saying. He basically just goes, yeah, not wrong. So the people who wrote the Bible weren't even as pro-marriage as you think. So just wanted to bring that up, too. I thought that'd be a fun point to bring up.
So, remember that time that Tucker Carlson went and interviewed Andrew Tate, and they marveled at his magical mansion in Romania? And this unbelievable mansion in Romania? Wow, huge complex in Romania. Okay, so I'm just going to point out that amazing mansion in Romania, it has a parking lot, and it's got some cars in it. Ooh. That mansion in Romania is not in the nice part of Romania. It's actually in kind of a garbage part of town. It's actually an industrial warehouse he bought for $700,000 and made over, according to the New York Post. They asked Andrew Tate for comment, no comment. How about his other wealth?
So Andrew Tate, yeah, he bought his house. It was actually a warehouse for $700,000, which isn't cheap by any means. And you want to know how much money he put into the house to make it look the way it does? He put $30 million into his house. So yeah, that whole he made over, yeah, that making over is $30 million worth of a makeover, which is insane. And Ben Shapiro specifically doesn't mention the city that Andrew Tate lives in, which is Voluntary, I think that's how you say that, which is described as a beautiful town in Romania. So I don't know why he's saying that he lives in a garbage part of Romania when all the reviews and a lot of people would argue that it's a very beautiful city, very beautiful town. And the pictures look pretty good too. In my opinion, at least. I don't know why. I like that he specifically jumps over the name of the city and doesn't mention it at all. I just thought that was funny that I'd mention that and bring that up.
Instead of $300,000 a day. So if he actually were making $300,000 a day, that calculates out to about $110 million a year. That's a lot of money. That's like a lot of money. So how much money is Andrew Tate actually worth? We should ask these questions because, after all, it is based on his projection of wealth. And so many people are falling for the lie that you can just dispense with time-tested wisdom, like get married.
So Andrew Tate probably does make about $100 million a year. When you think about it, Hustlers University alone makes him about $5 million a month because he has 100,000 followers on there every single month. And he's consistently held that for years, which is another testament to Hustlers University not being a scam. He makes about $60 million alone from Hustlers University. Plus, you got to understand that he gets paid for doing interviews. He gets paid for merches and supplements.
Fireblood. Girls love it.
That he sells, and he also gets paid from Rumble, which pays about $2 to $10 per every 1,000 views, and he consistently gets nearly 1 million views per video on there too. And he makes long videos, so he probably gets even more than $2 to $10 per view on his videos. So that's another thing you got to understand. He probably does make $100 million a year. You just not super
Girl
smart.
math.
That's the way you should do it, because obviously he owns a castle. Only a very rich man, a very successful, masculine kind of man, owns a castle. There's only one problem. He doesn't own the castle. According to the tab, Andrew Tate's castle is an Italian hotel in Umbria, 2 hours away from Florence. Hotel Castello di Recchio is a boutique.
Yeah, no crap. He never claimed to own it. The people who say that he claimed to own it took a tweet out of context. He tweeted out in 2022, which, by the way, this is in the past once again. Andrew Tate, or Ben Shapiro just keeps digging in the past. Andrew Tate tweeted out, "Me and my castle." He's not claiming ownership of the castle. He's saying that He's not claiming ownership at all in that tweet. He's not saying, like, this is the castle I own, guys. He's just saying me and my castle. That's like if I went to a hotel room, say I paid for a night at Trump Hotel, and I tweeted out, hey, me and my hotel room. I'm not saying I own the hotel room. I'm saying that this is my hotel room that I'm staying in. But obviously, anything to attack Andrew Tate is a good thing in these guys' eyes.
How much is he actually worth? According to the Daily Mail, June 2023, when Romanian authorities arrested him, they actually did a rundown on his wealth, and here's what they found. Quote, despite the influencer previously claiming to be a trillionaire, a press release from Romania's anti-organized crime prosecution unit, Tate, suggested Tate's true fortune was more likely around 10 million pounds, which is about $12.5 million in today's dollars. As part of the indictment, prosecutors ordered the confiscation of luxury assets from the Tate brothers, including 15 high-value cars, 14 luxury watches, and about 440,000 pounds held in cryptocurrency, according to the agency's statement. So, Andrew Tate has some money. Is he beyond the world wealthy, such that you should explode thousands of years of human knowledge about things like marriage and how to properly treat women and how to build a civilization? I think not, because the grift is the grift is the grift. So just to sum up, when it comes to Andrew Tate's idea of true manhood that you should...
So that's not true at all, because I just disproved that earlier in this video. He makes $60 million a year on Hustlers University alone. So, completely incorrect. And if he actually paid attention to CoffeeZilla's video, he would have also found that out. All right, that's going to be it for my video, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please leave a comment, subscribe for more. Give me your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys later. Peace.